Well, hopefully by this time I've landed in Mexico and not in a Mexican jail. So, and by landed, I mean driven to and at our destination, as our target was to leave this morning at 8 o'clock. And that should land us in there about the time this airs. So I appreciate you allowing a recorded video today and a recorded show. And you guys know what to do from here. Play amongst yourselves. Have some fun. Have a good time, won't you? And I will report back if I end up in jail. So let's dive all over this, because I have a doggone problem here and I can't find which thing is. We're going to talk about it. We talked about Harvard on Tuesday. We're going to talk about Harvard tomorrow as well, because there's the reason, and I think I teased it on Tuesday and I just didn't get to it. How about the reason Harvard needs to be shut down? And we will cover that in great detail. Do you remember the Trans Can? Of course, you do remember Dylan Mulvaney celebrating 1 year of girlhood. And by that, it is a young man who is confused and thinks he's a girl and has every awful stereotype you could of a girl and just amplifies it. He is absolutely insufferable. He was the one that was on the Bud Light can that caused the big kerfuffle and took Bud Light out of the #1 spot for beer in North America and made room for, like, I think Modelo or Dos Equis or something like that. It's absolutely crazy. So Dylan Mulvaney didn't go away. This guy is seriously, like, it's celebrations of X amount of girlhood. Now, the people at the fragrance maker Jean Paul Gaultier didn't get the memo from Bud Light, or just thought, okay, well, we'll give Dylan Mulvaney a try and we'll see how this goes. This is the fragrance in question right here. Peak Femininity. Femininity? Isn't it femininity? How do you spell femininity? Yeah, they're forgetting some letters here. Yeah, another IN. Femininity. Yeah, that is the fragrance. Let's see here. See. Radiant, intense, and unusual. The woman celebrated by Gaultier is the upright and powerful as they are. No, whatever. I just said that because I didn't have my glasses. That's the only reason. I did not have my glasses on. Okay, I'm going to get my glasses on and I'll read it. Okay. Radiant, intense, and sensual. The woman celebrated by Gaultier is a bright and powerful as the sun. An untamed queen, she radiates unequaled intensity in her new corset. More dazzling than ever, let your femininity shine through Jean-Paul Gaultier's Jean-Paul Gaultier's new fragrance for women. I threw in the Frenchy accent there for, I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, you're like, what does this have to do with Dylan Mulvaney? Well, it has this to do with Dylan Mulvaney.
I'm here in the desert in Morocco with Jean-Paul Gaultier's Divine fragrance. This is a camel, and I'm going to ride it now. Okay. Arch that back, girl.
God, seriously, bro? I know. Grizz, if you're on this, dude, yeah, just take over, man. It's all good. You got this. I mean, this guy is teeing it up for you.
With Jean-Paul Gaultier's Divine fragrance. This is a camel, and I'm going to ride it now. Okay. Arch that back, girl. Woo! Ooh, I think it smells a little. I think we might need some Divine by Jean-Paul Gaultier.
That's not what it's called.
I lost the cap. We lost the cap. Will you see if there's a cap down there?
Yeah! Jean-Paul Gaultier!
This.
Divine! Yes!
Those are my girls. We're in the Brat Pit together. Rat Pit.
Brat
Sweat
Pit.
tour? No, Brat.
This is important.
I'ma make you work, make you work, make you work.
Yeah, a boy. Good luck, Jean-Paul Gaultier. And what is this? Divine. What is this? Divine. That's not even the fragrance. You morons. Holy cow. Okay, so let's see what happens. And if this is I know my son, intern Nuge, he loves this Jean-Paul Gaultier. It smells really good. Dude's into like cologne. He loves him some cologne. Not that Axe body spray, anything like that. You know, chicks go wild with that Axe. Ooh, I'm tell you. I had stories. I don't. But if I had them, yeah. Anyway, my son does. He would see this and go, I don't care. My son would see this and go, that's my favorite cologne. It's Jean-Paul Gaultier, and I'm wearing it. So we'll see where this goes. I don't think, because she completely screwed up the promo post. She completely hosed the whole thing. So I hope Jean-Paul Gaultier gets their money back, or whoever makes that stuff. I hope they get their money back, or just ditch this little boy. Like, woo, arch that back, girl, because that's how women talk. It's my 365th day of girlhood. That's not how girls talk. Sorry. Anything you do, woo, they're in my brat pit. They're in my brat pit. And then that's not how girls act. It's not how women act. God, why can't, this is the question. Why can't women stand up to this? Why can't women stand up to this nonsense of men dressing up as women and acting a fool, acting stereotypically, insulting women? Why can't they just stop? This is insulting. We don't act like that. Women don't act like that. Sorry. Like the drag queen thing is like a queen. That's like it's a big character of a woman or whatever. It's a character. It's basically, and I'm going to say this very straight up. It's the same thing. It's an act. It's a different persona. There's a lot of makeup. It's like a clown. So, okay, go nuts. Do your thing. When you decide as a man, I'm going to be a woman, either go all in like Bruce Jenner, go all in and act like an upstanding citizen, a classy woman. Just do that. Don't do this, or just don't do it at all. Holy. It creeps. I'm going to say this straight up. It is not a phobia by any stretch. It's a, y'all better than this. It's like the boys that kind of dress up as a girl. Like they're just kind of seeing it, like they paint the nails and then maybe do a little something. Yeah. Maybe. That bothers me. Commit, just be. But then I guess that's the same as like a tomboy. You know what I mean? Like, girls dressing like, the boys do. And I guess it's kind of the same thing. Growing right here on this show, I tell you. But yeah, this Dylan Mulvaney's got to go. And I don't understand why real women, XX chromosome women aren't standing up against this crap. Aren't going, what's his name? Johnny Starbuck. What's his name? Bobby Starbuck. The guy who's suing Meta and gonna win. And go after the companies that perpetuate this stuff. Why not? And Bobby or Robbie Starbuck, I'm sorry, I'm not getting it right here. Let me look it up, because I'm gonna get this right here. I know you guys are already correcting me, but I'm not in real time here. So let me Starbuck. No. Robbie. It's Robbie Starbuck. So Robbie Starbuck goes out, basically calls a company. This is fantastic. Robbie Starbuck will call a company and say, I'm going after your woke DEI agenda. And by going after it is, I'm going to expose you for only sponsoring pride parades and making sure that each of your employees go through these DEI trainings. I'm going to expose you. He did it to Harley. He did it to John Deere. And they turn around. They flip it. So I don't understand why we can't get someone representing the women that take on the Dylan Mulvaneys and go, no, this is not how women act. It's insulting. If my girls, and when I say my girls, I'm talking about intern Sarah, intern Beans, and in Queen Bee's girls. If they act like this, it's goofy. They're making a joke. They're being funny. They're not trying to pretend. That would be like, it's a girl thinks she's a boy now, and she keeps like scratching her crotch and spitting and smacking girls on the butt. Like, no, that's not how a man acts. No. Talking like this and drinking beer and watching sports all the time. It's not how men act. It's not how men act. And we'd shut that crap down in a heartbeat. Celebrating my 100th day of boyhood. Scratch my balls. We'd shut that down. We know how to boycott. Hell, you saw it with Bud Light. Good Lord, we don't stand for that. We will boycott, and we will boycott in a big way. We don't care. We don't no problem at all. So Dylan Mulvaney. Ugh. Did you see the tickety-tockety trend? The social media trend, where it was so cute. There's parents or an adult that's cooking with a little kid. And instead of cracking the eggs on the counter, you should crack your eggs on the counter. Crack your eggs on the counter. Promise me. Say you're going to do it. Crack your eggs on the counter. Proper way. Okay? Not on the side of the little panty thing. Okay? Anyway, so they like tap, crack it on and then they take the next egg and they crack it on the kid's forehead. And it was so cute. One of the videos, the little girl's like, hey, that's not very nice. I love that. And one, like, I think one chick just like took the like flour and threw it on her mom, like just got pissed. Check this out. Because this is the new way of things, y'all, and it just is what it is. The new way of things. A mom has been Sweden. A mom did this. Is now forced to pay her toddler $2,000 in damages after cracking an egg on her head for a TikTok trend. Swedish mother had been ordered to pay the $2,000 immediately. Pay her toddler $2,000. Now, obviously, this is stupid. Okay. Obviously, this, if I had to give my toddler $2,000, it's okay. I'd give the toddler $2,000. I'd take the $2,000 back. Well, that's going into a 529 account and paying for your college. And if it doesn't, I get it back. No, not at all. Okay. So anyway, obviously, these European countries are just absolutely losing their minds when it comes to social media. But it is I think, a bigger conversation to have when kids are used. I know Utah just passed a law where kids are used for social media benefit and monetization. We have to have a discussion about where the line is drawn to child labor, child exploitation, and I'd say, I'll throw the A word out there, child abuse. So it's time to have a serious conversation, and here's one of the things that I think is worth having. It's a lot like when I say that we need to have a social media rules for president of the United States. We need to get together as we the people and say, okay, if you are the commander in chief, here's the rules you must play by on social media. And yeah, call them the Trump rules. Don't care. Remember when Obama had to have a BlackBerry and all that? Like, the rules just change as technology and society changes. I think the rules of the road need to be discussed. I'd say any politician for that matter. The rules of the road need to be discussed. All right. So this is a discussion we have to have. Parents and using kids in their social media. If I'm in Mexico and me and Nuge catch a fish out on the paddleboards, that's not me using my child for basically a prop or a piece of the set. That's just me out there fishing with my son. This, doing a TikTok trend and breaking an egg on the kid's head, okay, now you're now using your child as a prop for financial gain. Okay. That's where we need to have the conversation. So I mentioned that Utah had passed a law. Utah passed a law that, so did California, that children that are used in monetized social media videos must be compensated. And I mean properly compensated. Here it comes from a documentary about Ruby Franke. Ruby Franke is a psychopath to the nth degree. She is psychotic. She is in prison. as is her little like self-help guru lover chick. Ugh. I mean, Ruby Frankie was at least cute. That guru chick was. Ugh. Anyway, she ended up locking her kids up in, basements and starving them and things like that. So they're just evil. She's an evil human. But she was something like 8-passenger van or something like that was her YouTube handle. They were making over $100,000 a month. They were Mormon vloggers, and the whole documentary starts off that there is this this push by the Mormon Church that like family vlogging is a great way for outreach and to basically share our message. And I don't disagree with that. Fantastic. Right on. Way for good on a church for staying relevant and using what society is for their cause. So Ruby Frankie, I mean, they crushed it. I mean, look, $100,000 in a damn month. Yeah. They gave their kids $20 every time they were in a video. So they technically were compensating their kids for their time, but that's where it all ended. So Ruby Frankie then became abusive and if you see it on Netflix, it is worth a watch. It really is. It is every kind of psycho. I mean, every single kind of psycho. It's crazy. So Ruby Frankie is a perfect example of why Utah passed a bill saying that your children need to be compensated if you are properly compensated, like business plan compensated, 401k kind of compensated if you're pulling in $1 million a year because you are sharing the life of your children on camera. So yeah, but the whole toddler thing, $2,000, come on. But again, it starts a conversation. It sounds like one of those clickbait things like, yeah, this is just the way of things. No, it's really a conversation that needs to be had when it comes to kids, using kids in social media. Speaking of kids, and this is fun. This is the other news. Thank you for hanging out. We're not doing a bunch of political stuff, and because this was just recorded, and we're gonna have some fun. Let's actually. Oh shoot. Okay, we'll stick with the parenting thing here. This lady's getting a lot of blowback, and I see why. But again, it's a conversation I think we should have. Here we go.
Kids are 18, 20, and 22, and I am amazed on here that what gets me the most hate in the comment section of posts is if I mention that I charge my kids rent.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of shocking, but the rule since they were young, they've known, is if you're in college, you can live at home for free.
Okay.
If you're not, you have to work full time and pay rent. I start them about 6 months after graduation at $400. It goes up $100 a year. They have to start paying their own car insurance and gas at 16 and their own cell phone at 18 and rent if you're not in college.
Love it.
And
what's wrong with this?
I've had people say in the comments, your kids are going to hate you. Don't be surprised when they cut you off and never talk to you.
Not going to happen.
And I guess if I raised crappy adults, that might be the case. But that's not the kind of people I raised. My son that's still at home pays rent, doesn't complain about it.
Good gig. $500, done.
Increase it $100 every year. And at some point, he's going to say, okay, this is too expensive to pay.
No, he's not. He's not. What's he going to do? Is he going to go get an apartment for $2,000? Screw that. Hell yeah. $500 and have mom around? Hell yeah. Let's go.
Move out. And that's, it's my house. They're adults, and that's the expectation, and they've known that. And my 18-year-old moved out with his friends, which is totally fine. He pays about the same he would pay me at home right now. He got lucky. But my daughter at 20 bought a trailer, lived in it for 6 months to save up and buy a house with her husband. So she's 23 now, and they own their own house that they got all on their own.
Good.
And my son, who's living at home, has a ton of money in savings. So, I'm raising them to take care of themselves and be adults. You can't ask to have your parents treat you like an adult and still act like kids. And I don't blame.
Amen. Okay. I love this conversation for several reasons, because of course it's easy for us as Gen Xers to be like, hell yeah, charge them kids rent. Okay. And by the way, $400 or $500 a month is a hell of a deal. Good Lord. There's no way I'd get rid of my kids. So obviously she's not trying to get rid of the kids. She's trying to teach them a little bit of self-responsibility. I love that. Personal responsibility. I think that's great. They got to pay their own insurance. They got to pay their own gas because having a car is not a right. It is a privilege. And I'll stop on that quickly because that's been an issue for me. So I was asked by intern Beans, hey, she goes, Dad, can you send me some gas money? No. You have a job. You have a job. You can afford gas money. You have a job. No. Not giving you gas money. You are an adult. You're 19 years old. And you have a job. Oh, right in the heart. I, as a dad who would just bankrupt us all, just spoiling my children. That's the first time I told her that. Because okay, there has to be a time. There has to be a point where you just, we still pay for her insurance. The car is hers. It's paid off. But no gas money. You have a job. I know, but Dad, I have to save for this, that. I know. Cool. Learn how to save for that. You know, you got to come home and you and your boyfriend got like Wingstop and stuff like that. That's a tank of gas. We have to start making decisions like this. Now, again, the follow through on this is impressive by this mom. It really is impressive. And I think when she said that, oh, your kids are going to cut you off and never speak to you again and things like that, that's the fear. That's the fear we have as parents. If y'all didn't have that fear, it's totally okay. I mean, it's cool and good for you, but not the fear of getting cut off. But dude, I never wanted my kids upset with me. Never. I was very firm. And I was actually told several times when Queen Bee and I started dating, she's like, you're really tough on intern Nuge. And I'm like, I know. It's my job. I'm a dad. I have to do these things. I don't like it because I want to give him everything he wants. I want to take him everywhere he wants to go. I want to buy him everything he wants. There's a time that I did that. But the only people that are giving this woman grief and really have a call for, the only ones that they're giving grief are the ones that realize that she's right, but don't have the balls to do it themselves, period. Sorry. Kids don't run the show. Intern Beans, just recently, her car, she was having car trouble. I'm like, I bought an extended warranty for that reason. Get it fixed. Period. Get it fixed. Get it fixed now. You have the warranty. Adulting. Oh, just kind of crazy. Adulting. Yeah. But good on this mom. I've always made the joke that I had a countdown clock in my kid's room that when they hit 18, it went to 0 and they got kicked out and the locks were changed. Yeah. No. I would be okay with the kids living in the house, which they do pretty much halftime here. And have jobs. As long as they have jobs and they're going to college, they can stay here. It's all good. Don't care. If Nuge wants to go to an academy or if he wants to get a certification, he can live here for free. Once that's done, though, I like this. You give him 6 months, and then you're on your own. You're staying here and paying rent, and I love it. I think it's great. This is so good for her. Good on you, Mom. You did a good job. You did a good job. But you're not raising though a hobosexual. Thanks for hanging out. This is in other news. This is a thing. Hobosexuals. You think I'm kidding? Hobosexuals. There was metrosexual. Metrosexual started the whole ex-sexual movement, I think. Metrosexual, like very effeminate men that were just, the kind of the city dwelling tight jeans and, beanies and whatnot. But this is a study shows that hobosexuals increased over 50% in the last decade. What's a hobosexual, Mike? Yeah, hobosexual, not homosexual, hobosexual. A hobosexual is someone who enters a relationship with the primary goal of having a place to live rather than a genuine interest romantically. Studies show that the number has increased 50% in the past decade due to housing shortages, economic pressures, and financial difficulties. This isn't a bad idea. I think I can join this movement. Queen Bee's got a great house. Maybe I could just be like, hey, maybe move in. Kidding. I love her to death. But I look, what COVID and 4 years of inflation and open borders had done to our society brings us this. Now, when it says it's increased 50%, there could have been 1,000 people identifying as hobosexuals, and now there's 1,500. I don't know. I don't know the exact number. But for this to happen, we have to screw our kids royally, and we have. I mean, jack them up. They're already confused in their gender identity. They're confused in society and what America is. We have screwed our children to the nth degree, to the point where I'm going to pretend I like this girl because I want to stay in her apartment and because I can't afford my own apartment. It was like that last mom who was just talking. She said she was charging her kids $400 and $500 in rent. And I'm like, that's a great deal because an apartment right now is $1,500 to $2,000. Holy cow. Who can afford that? But stripping this entire generation, this Gen Z, stripping them all, even millennials, of owning anything. The average price of the average car payment right now is over $750. $750. Friend of mine is in the car business. She sells at Toyota. She said they've only sold 4 cars this month. 4. And she goes, now they're coming in on all these people that are upside down on their cars during COVID and all this stuff just because they paid all these insane what was the demand fees. Yeah, hobosexual, I have to say it properly here. Hobosexual makes sense in a hell of a lot of ways. Same as working, staying home with mom for $500 a month. Hell yeah. Hell yes. Because we have now, you kids can't buy a house. Kids can't afford an apartment. Kids got to live with mom and dad. I mean, the only positive thing that I can think that could come of this might reinstate the nuclear family. Failure to launch might be by design. Failure to launch might be by necessity. But failure to launch might bring back, we're a family. It takes a tribe. Takes a village, right? That's what I meant to say. It takes a village. Like we got to carry these kids. But these kids have to learn personal responsibility, but they'll make it out eventually. And all of a sudden, these family groups are tighter than ever. Because I was gone. 18, bye. I moved back in a couple of times for a few months. Because, between jobs or whatever. And I told him, I just called my brother, like, hey, I'm moving back in for about 5 months. I'm like, okay, come back in. Terrible. Man, I ate him out of house and home. I ate so good, Lord. Could I eat? I'm telling you. But not only have we done that, the hard part for me is that we've taken these kids and we've told them that just changing genders is okay. Changing everything is okay. And blaming everybody else is okay. And these last 2 stories I have for us today. And again, I appreciate you letting me record the shows and appreciate them being a little bit abbreviated. It's just, we're doing what we can to get ready for it. Listen to this. The rotting of brains from TikTok, the rotting of brains from MSNBC is so just flagrant. Check this out.
Literally going to be shipped off onto fucking trains.
That's a boy. That's a man pretending to be a girl because she put makeup on and he grew his hair out and took Ozempic or whatever, got all skinny. Look at the collarbone. Jeez.
We're literally going to be shipped off onto fucking trains going to camps, and cis people will still be like, well, maybe should trans people be allowed to play in women's sports?
We are literally going to be ushered off on trains to concentration camps because we're trans. And cis people will only be concerned about boys playing in girls' sports. That is a complete rotting of the mind. That is a complete, unquestioned rotting of the mind. There is, could you think of a cure for this? The only cure for this is stop giving it attention, in my opinion. Look, if you want to be trans, go be trans. I don't want to hear about it, know about it, see about it, don't care about it. Do not care. Just do not play. If you're a man, don't play women's sports. That's all I care about. Because I have girls and I'm a Title IX supporter. I'm an advocate of Title IX. And again, going back to that Dylan Mulvaney story that we talked about earlier, just like how are women okay with this? Why aren't women standing up? Where's NOW, the National Organization of Women? Where the hell is that? Where are you guys at? Where you girls at? Sorry. Where you at? Why aren't you speaking out against this? Why aren't you stitching to this video and going, no one's putting you in a concentration camp, you moron. And stop acting like this. Stop fear baiting. Stop. Mind your own damn business. Do your own thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. Boone just knocked a light over because Boone's apparently needed more room. He's a tall drink of water. He likes to stretch out. I forgot what I was saying. See? I know, like squirrel. Yeah. So, but anyway, step up, speak out against these women and these men that are pretending to be women and just say we've had it. Okay? Or just go about your way. Stop hurting the cause of women. Stop. Stop hurting girls' sports. Stop acting like, hey, girl, that no girl acts like. And just be you. Go be you. Go. Dress up as a man. Dress up as a woman. Do your thing. Do your thing. It's drive me nuts. So, along those lines, how about this? A new study has found, and I think this is crazy. This is because this falls right into it. New studies found that children with liberal parents are more likely to have mental illnesses. The data doesn't lie. A new study reveals that children raised in liberal households are significantly more likely to struggle with mental health issues. Why? Confusion over identity, lack of discipline, and endless victimhood narratives. The left calls it progress, but us on the right are like, y'all, no, this isn't progress at all. It's not progressive at all. It's regressive. What you were doing to these kids. And look at the celebrities. The celebrities who are driving me nuts. Like, who is the chick from Sex and the City with the short hair, short red hair? All three of her kids are trans. Nope. It's mathematically, statistically impossible for that to be the case. It's impossible. I think not Angelina Jolie. It's she's gone a little cuckoo though. Still hot. No. Megan Fox. All her kids are trans. No. That's not this child abuse. We have now it's child abuse. And all the name of, we're being progressive and the kids can flow and be what they want to be. Nope. No. No, no, no. It's like that old archaeology joke, you know, and I don't know, but basically 150 years from now, they're going to be identified as male, no matter what they, or female, no matter how they dressed or acted. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. But what we are doing to the kids, especially these progressive households that are just, you know, and they put Trump rot in their brain. They put Trump derangement syndrome in there to just absolutely hate the man. They're crying on election night in front of their kids, scaring the crap out of them. Talking about that, like this dude that's dressed like a chick talking about, oh, I'm going to get shipped off into concentration camps. The hell? Democrats, the hell are you doing? What are you doing to your kids? Look, if you want to teach true progressive values and giving to thy neighbor and giving to charity and giving of yourself and being more, oh, hell, I don't know. These progressive nonsensical garbage. But yeah, just in the meantime, becoming the most racist group in our nation, go right ahead. But to keep kids scared, like we did during the pandemic, to tell them we weaponized children, by the way, during the pandemic, we weaponized the kids. They're going to kill grandma. If you let your kid out, he is a COVID bomb. And he's going to kill your neighbors, and he's going to kill grandma, and he's going to kill their aunties. They're going to kill everybody. We turn them into little bombs, little sick bombs. And I'm just blown away by the whole run up of it. And this is what we got. New study showing progressive children of progressives, liberals, are 40 times more likely around to have mental illness. And so what was that? The chicken or the egg? I think that's a decent conversation to have. Is the chicken or the egg? Is it because having mental illness makes you special? Being trans makes you special? Because again, the only reason why there is the rise in trans and on the LBGTQIAP ASAP spectrum is because we took special away from our kids. We literally took special away from the kids. And that is the rise of the desperation by kids, young people, young adults, to find any way possible for them to be different and special. Everyone gets a trophy. Nobody loses. Nobody's exceptional. Oh, wait, if I dress like a girl, I can get some special treatment? Hell yeah, let's go. And then that rise to, gender dysphoria, dysmorphia. I think that's what it's called, right? Is it gender dysphoria or gender dysmorphia? Dysphoria is a term that describes a sense of unease that a person may have because of a mismatch between their biological sex and their gender identity. Okay, so that's the dysphoria. Dysmorphia, I think, is you see yourself as a boy or a girl if you're the opposite. That's all I got. Damn it, have we dug ourselves into a hole? But the only way out of it is one step at a time, massive communication, take care of your kids, take care of your neighbors, take care of your nieces and your nephews, make sure that they know that they're loved, make sure that they know that they're accepted, make sure they know they're special, damn it. And not in every way. When they do something special, tell them they're special. That's special. That is exceptional what you just did. You got straight A's in all AP courses. That is exceptional. Congratulations. You deserve something. You are a special human. Not this other noise. Oh, no. We can't tell intern Nuge that he's special because it might insult someone else in their school that isn't special. I know. I'm rambling along. All right, let's do this again tomorrow. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you allowing me to pre-record these. We'll do one more for Friday, and we'll do best of on Monday and Tuesday. So let's wrap up your week with a lot of fun. So I'll find some cool stories, and we'll get it going right here on In Other News. Have a great